Hello guys, welcome to your cryptocurrency report for this Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. What I'm going to talk about, first we're going to get in and open up the markets and open up the charts and take a look right here. The first thing we're going to look at is cryptocurrency on Bitcoin Wisdom. We've had a little bit of falls in the price of cryptocurrency over the last few days, and it hasn't been doing that great. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart, and you can see here that the price fell off from 65.44 down to the present price of 62.90.74, where it is right now. But it seems to be very stable in and around this price. It has a lot of stability. It's got a floor under it at about $6,000. That's a very solid floor. I think it would be hard pressed to break below 6,000. It would be hard to do. I'm not saying it can't do it. I'm just saying it would be very difficult at this point. And now let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations. $212 billion and 52.2% Bitcoin dominance. It seems that we've been in these numbers for quite a while now, in around 210,000, 212,000, along in there. I mean, 212 billion, 210 billion market cap. We've been here for quite a while. We've been in this territory for quite a while. And so it's kind of like it's stale. It's been stale for the last few weeks. It's been, it's kind of like a ship that's on the open sea. It doesn't have any wind to fill its sails. And so we're just waiting. The sailors used to call that the doldrums, I think. They used to call it the doldrums. So we're waiting here in the doldrums with Bitcoin. And I wanted to discuss something this morning. I come across some articles here that said Ripple is taking over SWIFT. And now the SWIFT system, if you don't know what that is, it's a means that the big banks use to move money around the world. They use the SWIFT system. Whenever anybody wants to send any money in a bank from one country to another, even you, if you want to send a wire some money, say halfway around the world, say you want to wire $500, the bank is going to use the SWIFT system. It's the banking system that they use to send money. And it's very old. It's very antiquated. If you go into your bank and you want to use the SWIFT system and you want to say send $1,000 halfway around the world, they'll make you practically give blood. You'll have to sign over your firstborn, and then you'll have to wait like 2, maybe 3 weeks, or 2 weeks for the money to be transferred, and they'll. And I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And so I seen this article says Ripple is taking over SWIFT. Well, I believe that Ripple will take over SWIFT in time. The cryptocurrencies will become the means to transfer money, and SWIFT, because it's so antiquated, it probably will go down in the end. But this is not talking about way off in the future. This is talking about something that's imminent. So I decided to myself, hey, is this article got any validity to it? This particular article about Ripple's taking over SWIFT. So what I did was I went to the news and I entered in the search engine Ripple taking over SWIFT here, and I got all kinds of stuff on this. Here's one article that says Ripple is taking over SWIFT. Institutional interest in XRP and crypto. Ripple aims to take over SWIFT. Another article says, can XRP overtake SWIFT? It says, blockchain startup Ripple aims to take over SWIFT banking network. Another statement by Ripple CEO, we are taking over SWIFT. So it's not just one article. It's in the news. There's all kinds of articles on this about Ripple moving forward. Ripple issued partnership speculation with SWIFT. A rejection. Partners between Ripple and SWIFT. Swift payment system denies integration with Ripple solutions. So what we get from those 3 articles right there is that there's been some sort of a collaboration maybe offered, but evidently Swift system has rejected it. So I guess if Ripple is going to take over Swift and take over the traditional payment system of transferring money from one place to another, then Swift is going to go down hard. They're not going to join up willingly. But here's the thing. Working with their old technology that Swift is using, we're quite seriously, if you go into the bank and you want to move money through Swift, they're going to tell you it's going to take 10 business days. Okay? That's what they're going to tell you. If an average person, now I think the banks can move it faster than that, but I mean, this is really something. A Ripple can move it instantaneously. 10 business days, that's a joke. Because I think the old way of moving money, the way the SWIFT system actually works, is they take the money from the institution or the person, whoever, and then they first have to verify it to make sure that they have to run it through all these different agencies and stuff to make sure the money, and then later what they do is then they take that money once they've verified it that it's a good clean and that must take 2 or 3 days, just verifying it. Then they move it from the bank to the next bank by people actually picking up the phone in that bank and calling the other bank on the telephone and talking to them person to person before they move the money. They're like, "Hey, Joe, how are you doing today?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "Well, this bank here, whatever bank it is, and I'll give you their banking number." "Okay," and he's on the other end. "Give me their number, and I'm going to wire the money, and it's $183,000, and you handle it on your end." And "Yeah, okay, I'll handle it on my end." But when it comes to actually wiring the money, the phone call is how they wire the money. One person talking to another person, and he enters the digits in. It's almost, I'll tell you what it's kind of like. It's kind of like in the old days when they used to have the wire operators and the telephones, and every time you called somebody, first you'd get the operator, and she'd say, "I want to put you through to the other person." It wasn't an automated system. It was a system that worked on people's voice, a voice command. And that's why it was so slow. And that's why they had those switchboards. In the old days, they used to have switchboards where the operator used to push all these, the operator would be pushing these actual, they were like the thing you use for your earphones, except bigger. They were about this long. You know, the little thing you use in your earphones to plug your earphones in, and they'd plug that in to plug your conversation in to the next line. They call them switchboard operators. Well, that job's gone the way of the Goonie bird. Now all the switchboards are operated automatically, and you don't have to correspond through a voice to get switched. Back then, the operator used to be the one who'd do the switchboard and switchboard you from one phone call to another. That was the antiquated system. Well, like the SWIFT system is just as antiquated as the ancient operator system, where the operator would have to actually switch your telephone call. And it's just as slow. So yeah, I can see Ripple replacing it, and Ripple's instantaneous. Instantaneous way to send money. I mean, people in this modern age, if they want to send money halfway around the world, they don't want to have to wait 10 business days, for frick's sake. You know? It's as simple as that. And so I could see Swift taking over. And if not Swift taking over, but Ripple taking over from Swift. And I can also see that if Swift wants to just dig their heels in and say, "We are the institution, they'll never take over from us. Even if our technology is 40 years antiquated or 100 years antiquated, we are the only system on earth that counts." And Ripple's this up and newcomer, but they don't sit in the high, lofty position of being the king of all money transfer. you know. But they've got this new technology that goes over the internet. Who do you think's going to win? It's David and Goliath is what it is. Yeah, David and Goliath here. So if Ripple doesn't want, if Swift doesn't want to do business with Ripple, Swift in the end is just going to go down. Ripple's going to take over. That's what'll happen ultimately. That's my opinion on it anyway. Listen, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next show.